I wanted to see the game between Prague and Veselin, which we see the two players on. We've got a board full of pieces, and guess what? We have a hedgehog. It's Veselin Topalov saying, you know, when I was young, this is how we played. We played the hedgehog.
There's only been one pair of pawns traded. Yeah, rest are still on the board.
And look at this crazy
That last
bishop.
move, bishop.
Bishop A1. Somewhere a man by the name of Anatoly Karpov is smiling because this was a very a hallmark feature of his style of play was to keep his pieces always very, very well protected and out of the range.
But now black could play E5 and B5, right? Those typical hedgehog moves. When you can make that break, you should.
Right, exactly.
In particular, now that white has played G4, which creates knight E6, knight F4 ideas for black as well, apart from the usual stuff.
As Bobby Fischer said, to get squares, you got to give them. You play the move E5, you give up the D5 square, but as you were mentioning, Peter, maybe you get the F4 square. Veselin saying, this is how we play. And you were mentioning B5.
Yeah, I heard from our producer that Fedoseev is now world number 17 in Blitz, moved up from 20-something.
Oh, I'm sure he bounced a trampoline.
He gained 58 rating points. I mean, that's
so far.
So far,
Right?
yeah.
Don't forget, there's still more to come. Knight is coming to F4. Maybe on a good day, the bishop actually also swings.
And now we play bishop B2, kind of admitting, well, not defeat, but some fold. I liked knight B4 better. I thought knight B4 with the intention of putting it either on D5 or maybe on D3 if the knight appears on F4 for black. He might still do it. I think this knight on C2 probably belongs on B4, but yeah, bishop B2 for now. Bishop
I like
H6.
this one. I like this one. Just kind of patrolling the diagonal.
The engine disagrees. It gave it a question mark.
Really, it's the most natural move in the position. Putting the bishop on this diagonal.
Hard for me to understand why this would be a mistake.
Right? Maybe
Something stronger was available.
B5.
So if I go knight D5, do you go back?
Knight D5.
That's what engine was suggesting.
I was going to capture.
Yeah, I thought
Put
they
the
would
knight
take,
on
but I guess
F4.
the engine cares about the knight landing on C6 more than it cares about the knight landing on F4, which is far from obvious.
Right.
Really, really non-obvious to me.
We see H4 played, threatening G5 now. Well, it's
Not a threat.
not a threat because
Yeah.
black has knight H5.
But still, it's something to occupy your mind, right? So, knight F4 or
I
bishop
still
F4?
like B5. I want
Still.
to get that move in while I still can.
So B6, B5, clock time's a factor in this.
2 minutes for both players.
And bishop F4, queen H3, very quickly played by Prague. It's like, whatever piece you put on F4, the other piece is desiring to go there, right? So
B7 is... Okay, he has an idea to play bishop C8 and attack the diagonal, especially G4 pawn. But I like this knight before response.
exactly. And what Peter was saying is that
Next move, G5.
that never crossed my mind.
That's probably not great, yeah.
That never crossed my mind. G5.
Both knights to D5 are now good for slightly different reasons, but any knight to D5 now gives white a very pleasant position.
Well, you
yeah, Veselin trying to play even more solidly. Queen h3.
This is not convincing. I'm sorry. No.
I'm not sold on this.
I'm not either.
I'm not
H6,
sold.
A5?
He wants rook h6. I understand why queen h3 was played. He's creating a threat of sorts, but yeah, I'm not sold on this idea.
By the way, I don't know if...
Yeah, rook h6, g4 now loses a rook. Very important.
Yeah, I was thinking A5, rook h6, but G...
Oh, he's still going for g4.
For queen takes g4, there's no follow-up. You can play it, but you don't like. And then king d6 maybe because you stopped rook h6.
Any takers for rook g8?
I like rook g8.
Allowing c5 though. I mean, I understand you want the countermate on the other side, but
Well, how can you stop
e4.
c5?
Okay, bishop takes, queen e5.
Not even queen d4.
I guess we put it on f3 just to be extra certain of.
Engine says white is winning now.
Yeah.
How, we're not sure, but it's good.
We're a pawn up and threatening c5. I think it's quite prosaic again.
Back to... for some reason, I really thought his intention...
But then queen e6 check.
The impossible. Vladimir had not made a single draw. He's allowing queen e6 check.
Oh.
There's no immediate follow-up, but we can. I think queen f7, sorry, rook f7 probably wins quite comfortably actually, because the king on d8 is so weak. We will probably have a mating attack against it, even without the rooks on the board. Yeah, rook.
Oh, mate.
That's not. Maybe thought this was a check.
No.
Yeah, I don't know
That
what
was
rook
it.
h8 was.
We're gonna go back to our game